We invite you all to rest in your spaces and enter into the darkness.
Fire transforms us. Water shapes us. Earth heals us. Air moves us. Fire transforms us. Earth heals us. Air moves us. Earth heals us. Fire transforms us. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round.
Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round. We begin by remembering the land where we gather is a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous peoples. Westwood Unitarian is physically situated within Amisquachi-Waskahiken, meaning Beaver Hills House, the Cree name for Edmonton. We're on Treaty 6 territory, the traditional home for many including Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, and Nakota Sioux. Wherever you are this evening, there is a history and relationship to the land that defines what it means to be of that place. Here, as treaty people, being in right relationship requires more of us than simple recognition, and we are working to better understand and to effect respectful growth and change in our relationships to the land and all the beings who reside here, respecting both the ancestors and the generations who will follow. In this moment, this tender and beautiful moment, we settle into the darkness together. We gather tonight to appreciate the turning of the wheel, where the longest night heralds the start of winter and the shortest day beckons the slow, steady increase of the sun. My name is Ann Barker. I use she, her pronouns, and I have the joy of serving as the minister to the Westwood Unitarian congregation, physically situated in the Edmonton neighborhood of Park Allen. This year is our 33rd winter solstice celebration. Westwood is also celebrating our new satellite location, opened this past March here in the land of Zoom, which allows us to gather in safety and in spirit, face to beautiful face, with friends and family from across town and around the world. Thank you for welcoming us into your window on the world. Westwood Unitarian is a compassionate community of free religious thought, inviting all people to rest, grow, and serve the world. Whatever your heritage, whatever your faith, you are welcome here. We begin our ritual now by calling the directions. When in the same room, we rise in body or in spirit and turn our attention toward each other, towards the directions, one at a time, traveling around the wheel. By following each invocation, many of us repeat the words, "Blessed be," after the speaker says them. Here on Zoom, you may choose to move your body or to simply focus with your mind's eye in the direction of east, where we begin. And in your own space, you are encouraged also, with your audio muted, to respond, "Blessed be," as we invite the spirits of each direction to join us.
Spirits of the East, spirits of air and new beginnings, you are home to the dawn, the fragile morning winter light, where dreams are inspired. May your gentle breeze drift through this gathering and awaken us, so each of us might see the possibilities inherent in the solstice eve. Blessed be.
Spirits of the South, spirits of fire, heat and passion, warmth and love, we take comfort in your bright beauty while we long for the return of the celestial light. May you burn deep and strong among us this evening as we celebrate the ever-turning wheel of life. Blessed be.
Spirits of the West, spirits of water, frozen river and flakes of snow, you are the source of life's elixir, essential dew that nourishes all beings. May the flow of life be both strong and gentle within each person gathered here, and may this always be a safe harbor. Blessed be.
Spirits of the North, spirits of the earth, mother of mountains, of trees, of midnight. You are home to the ancestors, home to the generations who will follow, home to so many of us who gather tonight. We bid you welcome and unite with you to call back the sun from the womb of night. Blessed be.
Spirits above and spirits below that meet in the middle for our change and transformation. Join us, if you will.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, bring to us beauty, vision, and joy. Flame, by thy light glowing, bring to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, bring to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, bring to us
December is a strange time to celebrate the return of the light. I mean, I understand that this is when the days start to get longer, technically, but it doesn't feel like the light is returning. Because we know it's going to be a while. If we're going to be really honest with each other, the winteriest months are still coming. January is Christmas bills and broken resolutions. February and March always seem to go on forever. And after that, there'll be spring that changes its mind and goes back to being winter again. That's how it goes here on the prairies. There will still be months of waking in the dark and curling up with coffee by the soft light of the lamp. Months of opening the house each morning and stepping out into the night with the smell and sounds of snow wrapped around us and the air biting sharply on our cheeks. Months of waiting for something, anything that feels at all like summer. It'll be months before we first feel spring unraveling those knots in our shoulders. And so you have to wonder, who picked this moment to celebrate? Like, there was a choice made, somewhere along the line, a choice to celebrate at a time when any tangible warmth is still a long way off, but some very observant person was able to notice that the sun had turned a corner. In the middle of what felt indisputably like winter, there was just a little bit more light, and they noticed. It's always that way, I think. With the actions that start small and grow over time, with the first few bowls of soup that become an organization that feeds people and changes thousands of lives, with great discoveries, with great art, these things that start with this tiny, mediocre spark. And then there's generally a lot of hanging around and hanging in there and stumbling about, doing the best that we can. They say it's always darkest just before the dawn, but it's not. Just before the dawn is when there is this tiny beginning of light, and if you don't pay attention, you might not even see it. Spring comes really slowly. Change seeps in, and it's never large at first. And so we sit knowing that the soft curl of the dark holds us in peace and rest and sometimes struggle. We sit knowing that we are lights to one another and to ourselves. We sit knowing that far from extinguishing the candle flame, the darkness makes its light more beautiful. We sit knowing all of these things and knowing that this is going to take time. It's supposed to take time. It's always taken time, which is why I think that we celebrate now, because there's still a very long journey ahead. And when the journey is long, that's when we go together.
Think about our not quite infinite generations of ancestors, making their own ways through the seasons, learning the signs and coming to trust the indications that the sun will indeed return. All throughout history, there have been people who were unsure of the rhythms of the earth, who were learning in the hardest of ways, the bitter parts of the turning wheel. Imagine the signs that brought them hope. Evergreens, promise of life continuing, hardy foods that withstood the cold, campfires and candles and torches and lanterns, the scent of a meal cooking, and the voice of a friend. Imagine the tools that brought them safety, flint and moss and twig and tree, dried berries and meats, stored fats and honey, hides and bark, all sorts of shelters, music and medicine, vision and dreams. Imagine the stories that brought them comfort, tales of survival, promises of tomorrow, elders remembering that this is familiar, artists depicting that this is familiar, storytellers repeating that this is familiar, shaman insistent that change is to come. And now the time is our generations, making our own ways through these seasons, learning the signs, coming to trust the indications that the sun will indeed return. At this moment in history, we are the people shaken by the mysteries of the earth. It is us who are learning in the oldest of ways the challenges of the turning of the wheel. And so we gather signs that offer hope, and we share the stories that cradle comfort, and we circle round.
Enter the mystery. Enter the magic. Enter the darkness. Enter the night. Look for the glow, the gentle glow. Look for the hint, the promise of light. Draw your energy toward the center. Draw your wisdom toward the center. Draw your courage toward the center. Circle, circle round. Fan the embers to feed the magic. Fan the embers to build the light. Ours is a sympathetic magic. Ours is the power to reignite. Gather your energy into the center. Gather your wisdom into the center. Gather your courage into the center. Circle, circle round. Out of the darkness, we have the power to tease a flame from frozen blight. coal to flicker, spark to fire. Out of the darkness, we have the wisdom, imagining joy where once was fright. Minuscule flicker, tiny glimpse, gentle glow. Rising, rising, building upwards into a blaze, dancing flames, spicy tango. Life ignites all that is possible. Love illumines all that is. Ours is a potent, powerful story, writ anew year after year. There is darkness, then the wheel turns. There is brilliance, there is light. Hold your energy within the center. Hold your wisdom within the center. Hold your courage within the center. Circle, circle round. Make commitments what you will conjure. Make decisions what you will feed. Seek the glow. Fan the embers. Raise the sparks. Build the power. Know the wheel is ever turning. Know that choice will come again. Know that light is always returning. Know the magic never ends.
If you have a candle or a chalice nearby, you might want to bring it into your field of vision. And if it is not yet lit, you'll want to light it now. We have our special Solstice chalice that in just a moment will be magnified up on your screen. So feel free to put your attention there if you prefer. Buddhist teacher Stephanie Noble writes, "Dark is the rich, fertile earth that cradles the seed, nourishing growth. Dark is the soft night that cradles us to rest. Only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. There is mystery woven in the dark, quiet hours. There is magic in the darkness. We are born of this magic." Now, for the next few minutes, we're going to share in a meditation. So whether you softly release your gaze and focus your attention on the candle in front of you or on our beautiful Connecting Hearts chalice that is on your screen, we invite you to make the choice that is most comfortable to you. This is a time of meditation and caring for one another. And so I ask you to keep in mind the three themes that we are holding closely today, and those are comfort, safety, and hope. So rest your eyes in the firelight or in the beautiful image on your screen and settle into the magic of a solstice fire. As I speak to these three themes, you are welcome to sit in your own reflection time or to share into the chat what comes to your mind or heart in response to the questions that I pose. There are three questions. Each year at our in-person winter solstice service, we love to celebrate with nurturing hospitality. We love to serve hot cider and sweet treats, along with the poetry and the music and the drama, to feed your hunger in as many ways as possible. So right now, I invite you to reflect on what has brought you comfort in this year, what has fed your hunger, or what brings you comfort that you need to bring more of into your life, what nurtures and nourishes you. And here is the solstice question if you want to share answers in the chat. What solstice gifts of comfort would you like to go out into the world? What solstice gifts of comfort would you like to go out into the world? One of the comforts we found at Westwood this year is that we're able to see people from afar, and I'm just loving seeing so many of your beautiful faces tonight from all around the continent, I think. And instead of thinking about the things that we can't do, we've been trying to focus on the things that we can do, and some of them are things we can do now that we wouldn't have been able to do if we were gathered in person. We wouldn't be here with many of you who are miles and miles away from here. We wouldn't have been able to have so many people join us for Sunday services and events and gatherings that couldn't necessarily come to be here, whether it's from scheduling or transportation, comfort or ability, a need to care for children, whatever reason. Our accessibility, interestingly enough, has grown massively this year. And that's a comfort we hope to continue out in the world in all our future iterations. I think it's helped us to build both connection and resilience as a people. When we work together building beloved community, we are creating a sense of reassurance and protection that brings a new kind of safety into people's lives. When we reach out into our wider community, building relationships and supporting one another, we're spreading this safety far and wide. So now we'll reflect on the tools of safety. What has brought you a sense of safety this year? And what do you wish for others as well as yourself? And that's your solstice safety question. What solstice gifts of safety would you like to go out into the world? I never thought a mask with snowflakes or little people from Whoville would make me feel safe. And yet it increases my ability to go places or do things that I need to do. I've loved the ways this community has held one another in safety by helping each other to get the things that they need without endangering one another by contact that puts people at risk. Finally, you're invited to reflect on hope, one of our most powerful tools to build endurance, to help us imagine the possibilities, and to effect change in the world. What has brought you hope this year, or strengthened the hope you already carry? And if hope is hard to find, what is it that you wish for where hope is concerned? And that's your solstice hope question. What gifts of hope would you like to go out into the world? So many wonderful ideas in the chat. love and kindness and safety, protection and well-being. Hope for a post-COVID world with deeper connections. Connection is always something that people are seeking. So my solstice hope is that we can all take all these things we've learned and build strength across communities. With these, our solstice aspirations, we are connecting hearts across any distance that might try to divide us. The promises we make, the magic we conjure, the power we raise, and the transformations we engage, these hold us tightly bound together. We are united by spirit, united by intention, united by magic, united by love. It is our essence to seek out gifts, to boldly imagine brighter truths, to carry the flames of comfort and safety and hope solidly within our hearts through the season and all throughout the year.
A fire is burning, a long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while the mother lays down, with snow as her blanket, covering the ground. Thanks to the mother for the life that she brings. She'll waken to warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. The spirit of solstice is still living here.
Each year at our winter solstice celebration, we take an offering. We pass baskets and are very grateful for your generosity, helping to support a local agency who in turn helps so many people in the community. This year, our offering is directed toward Norwood Child and Family Center. Because we are not in person, we ask that wherever you are, if you are able, that you choose one of the donation options on the screen and make a contribution. This information will also be available in the chat in just a minute when I stop talking, if you wish to save it, or you may choose to write down your preferred option. Links are also available on our Westwood Unitarian website and are easy to find on Norwood's website, norwoodcenter.com. You don't have to make your contribution right this moment, but what we do know is that the sooner you make your offering, the more likely it is to occur. Agencies are all having a challenging time this year because of restrictions affecting both programming and fundraising, so your generosity will be deeply appreciated. Norwood builds on the strengths of children and families through support and education to optimize child development and connect families to community. Their vision is healthy children, healthy families, healthy communities. Since 1963, Norwood Child and Family Resource Center has been supporting children and families in the Norwood community. They grew from humble beginnings, a couple of local moms just getting together to see what they could do, to today's incarnation that serves families throughout the city. Programs are delivered using a holistic approach to meet the needs of families in each different community. Collaboration and partnership with other agencies is integral to their operation. Norwood works specifically with marginalized families and was the first in Edmonton to offer the Head Start School Readiness Program. All of their programs are provided for free. We invite you to give generously to Norwood or to an agency in your location in whatever ways you are safely able to contribute. Please join us now in singing our offertory song.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From together I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Liz, earlier in the service, saying that December is a strange time to celebrate the return of the light. The winteriest months are still coming, and asking, who picked this moment? Well, we did. Because we know deep in our hearts that this is where the power is. Not denying the dark, but rather paying attention to it. Not resisting the dark, but still recognizing it. Because there can be peace in the darkness, and we are nurtured by that peace. And there can be suffering, and we get disrupted by that suffering. And sometimes we get both, like this year, when it's hard to be excited about the beauty of the season, when all around us people are suffering, we are suffering. And for a long time, the hope was thin. But now, a tiny glimmer of light that is the shortest day is beginning to grow. Maybe not quickly, but grow it does. And there are indications of hope. People who are caring for one another, beloved community, music and laughter, glimpses of transformation and portents of change. And there are tools of safety, vaccines being shipped around the world, masks and Zoom and curbside pickup and rallies and protests and political change. And there are stories of comfort. There are always stories of comfort. And that's what we're doing here tonight. And that's your work going forward, to craft the strongest story that you can imagine, drawing on all that you hold within your center to help carry yourself and to help carry your neighbors through. Because now that we're not shocked anymore, now that we have felt afraid of the virus, of our cultural divides, of our ignorance, of our vulnerability, now that we are awake and aware, we will do what we can do, and we will do it together.
This chant is called Pura Somine. It's an invocation of remembrance of our grandmothers, our grandfathers, and ancestors. So an ancestor chant good for new beginnings, and an invoking ancestral memory and support.
Winter solstice is here at last. Tonight is the night. It's finally the time when all the people worship my light. All across the northern hemisphere, everyone is in good cheer. The darkest days will pass away, and they'll celebrate that I'm here to stay. It's time to collect the gifts they offer me for returning to Earth to help them see. Where are all my human friends? There's something I don't comprehend. Not there, or there, or there. This hardly seems fair. People of the spinning earth, I come to receive your laughter and mirth. I'm returning to light your sky once more. Won't you admire me at your door? Why does everybody seem to be inside and sad? Can't they see that makes me feel bad? Today is supposed to be full of fun, a day of celebrating their beloved son. Where's their joy? Where are their songs? What if this isn't where I belong?
Darling son, why are you so sad and slumped? Usually today you're extra pumped. Here, have some tea and share your woe. Maybe I can offer what I know.
Oh, wise woman Winter, the humans have hurt my pride. They all seem sad and won't come outside. I was returning to hear their songs, and now I feel like I don't belong.
Darling son, do you think it's really true that the people on earth don't care for you? Look a little deeper into your heart, dear friend. Maybe then your pride will mend.
Maybe you're right, and I need to cool my head. Think of why they are sad instead. Maybe the dark feels darker this year, and the joy feels harder with all the fear.
Darling son, you may be right about their fear. It has been a very challenging year. But can you look a little deeper still, my friend? Do you think there is more that you can mend? Now that your need for belonging is met, can you shine more strongly yet? Where do the people find their hope? Perhaps you can throw them all a rope.
It's me. I can be a source of hope for Earth. My light can bring people mirth. I can shine extra bright and chase away the darkest night. I don't need the people's praise to return Earth to longer days. My warmth will reach the coldest spaces. My rays will light the darkest places.
I'm so glad you've remembered your gift to help the people's spirits lift. Go outside to play, darling son, and melt the hearts of everyone.
Winter solstice is here at last. Tonight is the night. It's finally time that I bring you all of my light. All across the northern hemisphere, I bring you warmth and sparks of good cheer. The darkest days will pass away. Take comfort, friends. I'm here to stay. I have so many gifts to offer you to warm your hearts and help you through the coldest days and darkest nights. I'm here to hold you in the light. People of the spinning earth, I come to offer you laughter and mirth. I'm returning my light to the sky above and connecting our hearts in love.
The sun always returns. The sun always returns. The sun always returns. To close our service, we return to traditional rituals. We will sing May the Circle Be Open 3 times through, and then join Gordon Ritchie for the Gaelic blessing. But first, we release the directions in the order that we called them. We begin in the north.
Spirits of the north, guardians of the earth, thank you for witnessing our celebration tonight. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Spirits of the west, guardians of the water, thank you for witnessing our celebration tonight. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Spirits of the south, guardians of the fire, thank you for witnessing our celebration tonight. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Spirits of the east, guardians of the air, thank you for witnessing our celebration tonight. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Spirits above, spirits below, that meet in the middle for our change and transformation. Thank you for witnessing our celebration tonight. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
May the circle be open, yet unbroken. May the love of the Spirit be ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open, yet unbroken. May the love of the Spirit be ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open, yet unbroken. May the love of the Spirit be ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. And merry meet again.
It has taken a village and 3 houses worth of internet from across the country to craft and create and deliver this service to you tonight. But it is your being here with us this evening that transforms our offerings into ritual, magic, and a prayer for the world. So as much as we wanted to offer you a gift, you being here is the gift that we needed the very most. We hope that you will carry these glowing embers and sparks of light out into the world, wherever you are, to help share hope, safety, and comfort to all. We are so grateful that you chose to join us. You are always welcome here. Blessed be, and amen.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, until we meet again, dear thoughts of you will remain in my heart. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, until we meet again, dear thoughts of you will remain in my heart. And until we meet again, until we meet again, dear thoughts of you will remain in my heart.
Friends, that brings our service to a close, and we want to highlight for you what a treasure it has been to have you here. We hope that you will stick around to visit. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to take down this slide, and Lucas is going to invite you to breakout rooms. But before I do that, I just want to feature that next Sunday we have Bring Your Own Pancake Sunday happening at Westwood. We normally have a pancake breakfast between Christmas and New Year's. And this year, the very talented Deborah Bonman and Glenn Alexander with Brenda Jackson as their host are going to be having fabulous Bring Your Own Pancake Sunday on Zoom. And if you haven't seen it, go to our website or our Facebook and check out the trailer. You don't want to miss. Even the trailer is fantastic. It's just a couple of minutes that you'd be so sad if you didn't get to see it, I promise.